Well, welcome everybody. My name is Brian Gable. I'm the president of the UNI Alumni Association, and thanks for joining us. I think without a doubt we win Alaska as the farthest participant on any of these. And gosh, hiring a new dean, I think adds attraction too. We've got the most registrants of all the colleges with our new dean, Mary Black. But again, I know we've got some Dean's Funds donors on the call, so thank you guys so much. We can't do the great work without you guys and an alumni and a huge college across campus. So we're part of a goal to meet our alums kind of where they're at. So we're excited for this initiative. And with that, I'll turn it over to Mary Black, our new dean, and we'll kind of monitor the chat. So if you've got questions or whatever that come up, but make it interactive. But we're here to enjoy the time and get some updates. So Mary, to you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Brian. There are a few friendly faces that I've already met out in this crowd, but many of you I don't know yet. So I am Mary Black. I am the new dean of the College of Humanities, Arts, and Sciences. I do have some slides to share. Let's see. Can you all see that now?
Late payments hurt your cash flow. Oh yes, of course. That's right, they can $100.
Yep.
Gender reveal. That's pink.
All right. So I wanted to start out by introducing myself, as well as some of our other new leaders we have across the College of Humanities, Arts, and Sciences. So obviously that's me on the left. I'm Mary Black. I grew up in Cedar Falls. I know this campus well, and I'm very excited to be back. I'm a Price Lab alumnus. I spent the last 16 years in small private higher education at a small private comprehensive Millikan University in Decatur, Illinois. My background is in technical theater, so I like to say I come from an interesting blend of both the arts and humanities and the sciences, because I'm very much involved in the engineering and construction side of theater, but my bachelor's degree is in the traditional humanities and arts side of theater. So I work very closely with these next two guys up here, and have a different sense of what they do than perhaps our other theater folks might. I have an MFA in theater production from Indiana University and a bachelor's degree from the University of Iowa. So I'm really glad to be back in the state of Iowa and working in public higher ed. We do have some other new faces in the College of Humanities, Arts, and Sciences. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit more about some of these folks as well. Did you just lose the share screen? Or can you still see it?
Yep, we can still see it.
Okay, good.
It looks like the slideshow is not running anymore though. If you just want to hit the play the slide.
So I'm losing my.
There we go.
Did it leave again?
Yep.
I'm losing my notes when I click into it. So maybe we'll just do it this way. And it'll
Yep, just run. Yeah, there you go.
All right. So next up, next to me here is Stuart Carter. He is our new head of the new Applied Engineering Department. So one of our big shifts and big priorities this year is in Applied Engineering and Construction Management. We have just finished the Applied Engineering building renovations. So thank you to everyone who helped to contribute to make that happen. And we've divided the previous department into two. So Stuart Carter is our new department head of applied engineering and our chief engineering administrator. Stuart is a UNI alumnus of the MBA program. He actually has his engineering degrees from, again, another one of those Iowa Regions institutions. But he's worked for almost 35 years in a variety of different engineering roles across John Deere, and has now retired from John Deere to come lead our engineering programs here. So we're very excited to have Stuart. We also have a couple of interim leaders joining the college for at least the short term, at least for this year. Randy Sharp is taking over as the head of our new Department of Construction Management. And Dr. Mike Graziano is filling the role of interim department head in philosophy and world religions. I've got just a few college highlights to share. I wanted to talk a little bit about what we have achieved in the last year or so, some of the things we're currently working on, but I am going to try to leave most of our time today for questions and answers. I want to get a chance to chat with all of you and hear what you are most interested in knowing about what's going on in the College of Humanities, Arts, and Sciences. So I'll start with new departments and programs. I've mentioned we have 2 new departments in the college. We also have a series of new programs, primarily in the Department of Applied Engineering. So this year we are launching material science engineering as well as material science engineering technology. And we are pretty quickly going to have graduates in those programs, graduates who were already in adjacent programs in the Department of Applied Engineering, who are going to be able to pick up, switch majors into our very first direct engineering program. We are also launching a BS in mechanical engineering technology. And I suspect that that may be our next area of investment in the engineering side. The engineering workforce is running strong, and there's a great need there for additional folks. So we're excited to be able to offer these new engineering programs at UNI, and to still offer them at the same level of instruction that we do the rest of our programs. These are still small classes, they're still hands-on learning. If you haven't seen the new Applied Engineering building, I highly recommend doing a tour when you get on campus, because it looks a little different than some other programs you're going to see. There's a lot of hands-on learning and labs and electronics, and so our students really get the opportunities to see the science in action. We're also working on some additional new programs. We've got new curriculum in data science in our physics department and are considering what a full major in data science might look like. We're also really investing in artificial intelligence. So you're going to see a variety of new tracks and certificates roll out across the university, but particularly in our college in the coming year. So we're adding tracks within our mathematics and communication programs that focus on communication with artificial intelligence and the mathematics of artificial intelligence that we're very excited about. We're also collaborating across the colleges on a variety of new programs, including the new esports management program that will be coming out in the College of Education, which will rely heavily on some of our communication and media coursework. So we are very excited about what is up and coming. I wanted to share a few highlights, a few big wins on what's happening across the college. And those of you who follow really closely to our social media or inside UNI will have heard about some of these things. The first is I have to take a moment to celebrate our Department of Physics, led by Dr. Pavel Lukachev, has been awarded a $340,000 National Science Foundation grant. And these NSF grants have always been highly competitive and are increasingly competitive in our current landscape. So he and the team over there are doing research exploring the magnetic properties of advanced materials. So likely this is going to have applications in quantum technology, something I know almost nothing about, but they're doing really incredible work over there in the Department of Physics, and we're excited to be able to share some of those applications in the coming years. Next up, Theater UNI has been doing some really exciting work in community outreach in a couple of different ways. And in a little bit, I'll talk about some of my strategic priorities for the college. Community engagement is one of our key priorities right now, and Theater UNI is really a leader in this. Firstly, I want to highlight their Timeless Journeys project, which is really bringing theater out into the community to serve multi-generational audiences. So they are out in the Western home and working with the Western home community to co-create plays based on oral histories. So this is a real opportunity to work with folks who may be older than our traditional student population and to collaborate and to hear some of the history they have to share, as well as to help them create artistic and storytelling along those paths. They're also, however, really focused on creating theater for the young and theater for the very young. So this spring, for instance, this fall, our up-and-coming production of Popped is going to be performed for the very young, our preschool audiences. And we're really working on outreach across the range of our theater performances to make sure that we can bring in a youth audience. So those that are appropriate for elementary and secondary levels, they're prepping guides and lesson plans around those performances so that we can bring in elementary and high school audiences and help their instructors have really deep conversations about those performances afterwards. And finally, I want to talk a little bit about an exciting project happening in communication and media. And this is led by Nikki Harkin. Nikki started to do some alumni engagement surveys a few years back and found that our alumni felt very prepared for the workforce in terms of their training in communication and media, and in some ways less prepared for the adulting parts of entering the workforce. Things like choosing their retirement plans, choosing their health coverage, starting to invest, relocating to new cities. So Nikki put together, as part of the internship curriculum in communication and media, a series of workshops to really help prepare students for some of these other skills, navigating taxes, health insurance. And those series are now a part of the required internship course in communication and media. However, we're hearing some of our students outside communication and media who are really interested in some of these same skill sets. So last spring, and again this spring, we're offering an additional next step course for any student across the college who's interested in taking this series of workshops. So it'll be a 1 credit hour course that really dives into readiness for the work world outside of UNI.
Mary, this is Carrie. Before you advance to the next slide, we do have a question in the chat, and it by Emily Borcherding. She says the mathematics of AI sounds fascinating. Is that going to be a certificate?
Yes, and we're going to be offering some of that coursework at both the undergraduate and the graduate level. So it will be both a certificate and a track within the undergraduate major. So hopefully we'll be able to bring back some of our math teachers and math folks out in the world to take some more continuing education in that area.
Mary, I'd also like to ask too, on Friday, we had a similar call with CSBS and Dr. Eschball was talking about the dementia and gerontology and some of that. Are you finding any collaboration with the theater program in that major? Again, kind of in the spirit of cross-campus collaboration. Are you guys working with them too, or is it primarily theater?
They are working directly with the dementia house and the direct dementia community at the Western Home with this project. Thanks. All right. Was there another question? Okay. Lastly, I wanted to just highlight a couple of our strategic priorities for the year, particularly what we are working on in response to the changing environment of higher ed and the changing needs of our students. So our first big strategic priority is to increase enrollment and access. We have traditionally done an extraordinary job in serving our undergraduate 18 to 21-year-old on-campus population. And as that population starts to decline over the coming years, decrease in numbers, we're really interested in how we can make a UNI education accessible beyond that audience. So really looking for opportunities to bring some of our programs online, to partner with in some areas with our community colleges to build 2+2 programs, and where appropriate, really continuing to focus on international partnerships to bring in students who are really interested in a United States degree. Secondly, we're focused on curricular innovation and efficiency. The Board of Regents has asked us to ensure that all of our programs are workforce aligned and have good enrollments. And that has created some opportunity for us to really analyze our programs and where we may be able to create some efficiencies and share some coursework across some of our programs. So we're really excited to be looking at some new opportunities, new certificates, new opportunities for our students who increasingly graduate in 3 years to add some credentials, particularly if they were to stick around for a 4th year. Our third strategic priority is focused on investing in our people. One of my top fundraising priorities over the coming year is really focused on faculty development funding. I really want our faculty, regardless of their point in career, to have the opportunities they need to continue to develop and grow and be funded in those opportunities. We're also really focused on how we mentor our faculty, staff, students, and leaders, and building programs to help make sure that folks have the opportunities they need to grow and to advance in their careers. And our last strategic priority is focused on growing partnerships with community and industry. So we're really looking for opportunities to make sure that our programs serve the workforce, and that if the workforce needs students to fill it, what ways can we partner to build faceted opportunities for our students to really get opportunities with both UNI and out in the industry, whether that's internships, whether that's grow your own programs, as well as working with the school districts and community colleges to make sure we're serving their needs and accessible to their students.
Mary, add another question from Benita Neff, Professor Emeritus. Will AI be a key part of our communication program in general? I mean, offering knowledge, skills sets, mis and disinformation?
I think the short answer is yes, but many of our degrees are really pretty broad, and we allow our students to really specialize in what it is they want to focus in on. So if we have students who are highly focused in rhetoric and speech, they may be less focused on artificial intelligence than, say, someone who's really focused on public relations and advertising. But we want to make sure that our students have the skills and they know how to use AI effectively and ethically, so that whether or not they choose to utilize AI in their careers, that they have the skills they need to be competitive in the workforce. All right, well, I made a point of not talking for too long so that we had some good time for questions and answers. So what else do you all want to know?
Yeah, I was going to say, Eric asked the same question, but early in the enrollment kind of window, but what kind of early returns are you seeing on admissions and preview days with the neighboring state initiative? And maybe for those that don't know, maybe just give a quick tutorial on what the university is doing for our neighboring states.
Absolutely. Thanks for that leading question, Brian, because the news is very good on that front. So for those of you who may not already be aware, which I imagine is few of you, because we've been putting out the splash around this, UNI starting this fall is going to offer our undergraduate students in the contiguous states, the neighboring states immediately surrounding Iowa, an opportunity to have in-state tuition. So we are really expanding access to the UNI education, and we are really seeing returns on that pretty immediately. Our applications are up 100% over last year's from out-of-state markets, which is very exciting. Most of those from Illinois, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. So that's where we're really kind of honing in across our college. That's unexpected being in the northeastern part of the state, but we are very excited to create more opportunities to serve Illinois, Wisconsin, and Minnesota students.
Mary, Gary Schulten asked the question, how are the national cuts in university research funding impacting the college?
Good question. And still kind of a to be determined story. So we have not seen any of our current grants be cut in our college. And so we are not anticipating immediate impacts, but obviously as the federal grants become perhaps restructured, reconsidered in different ways, we're going to have to be very cautious about making sure that our grant applications are as competitive as possible.
Mary,
The
another
NSF grant just got approved this summer, and so we're very excited about that research and that federal funding opportunity. Sorry, Dan, go ahead.
another question from Randy Hogenkamp, a music professor, retired here a few years ago, but I'll just read it. Since Chaz is the home for arts and humanities programs, what steps are being undertaken to ensure continued opportunities in education for our students in the areas vacated by the loss of the Center for Multicultural Education and DEI initiatives on campus? Can you address that to some extent?
Absolutely. So we are really focused on making sure all of our students have access to the support they need to be successful. So some of these programs are really focused on all of our students, making sure that things like textbook affordability, things like making sure all of our spaces are welcoming and inclusive to all of our students, making sure we're having vibrant, multifaceted conversations in our classrooms. So we're really focused on ensuring that whatever a student's barriers to success are, that we're helping them remove those barriers. So that means a lot of different things in a lot of different areas. But I think we are making sure that our students have what they need to be successful at UNI. I feel like there was a first part of that question I may have missed, though. Well, maybe I did hit it.
I think, yeah, first part was more just phrasing it. And
Okay.
We see a lot, of students graduating now in 3 years. How are you kind of adjusting kind of that student experience, and then in your particular programs, how are you kind of addressing kind of that shifting dynamic that, I think President Nook said there's more 3 years than there are 5 years currently. So, the
Correct.
college experience is changing and the ramp of technology and speed. How are you guys kind of trying to combat some of those issues, challenges, opportunities?
Well, I would fight with your combat word. We're not trying to combat them. We are trying to adapt and meet our students in wherever they are and wherever they want to be. So that means a couple of different things. We're really being intentional about our course offering schedule to make sure that students who want to graduate in 3 years can. So some of you may have heard about the degree in 3 that we are offering in elementary education, a really targeted pathway for students to graduate in 3 years, even if they bring in no transfer credits. So we're really looking at which of our programs we can intentionally build a 3-year model for. But then on the other hand, our students who maybe have the capacity to graduate in 3 years, but might want to continue at UNI, we're really focused our graduate credentials in building new curriculum around stackable certificates. So that if a student wants to take some courses in their senior year that can count towards a graduate certificate, maybe only 3, 4, 5 classes, that those could be courses they could later bring back to contribute towards a full master's degree at UNI. So that's really hopefully going to create some opportunities for students to continue to learn and be able to return to UNI to get those additional credentials if they so desire.
Mary, here's another question from Carol Bonsteiner. She has a granddaughter interested in career and psychology, currently a high school junior taking classes online from DMAC. Will online classes UNI offer be available to or marketed to high school students ever? Ooh, interesting question.
Short answer, yes, we're working on it. But I think particularly focused on our partnerships with community colleges like DMAC. We know Des Moines is a large market of place-bound students. So the College of Business has crafted a 2+2 accounting program where the second 2 years are partially online, partially on ground in Des Moines. So really creating opportunities to meet students where they are. And I think that's a model for us going forward, finding ways that we can meet our students who need an online education, who need to be in their current location and not commute to Cedar Falls. So we're really looking at which of our programs that's going to be most successful for.
So would a high school student taking a course at DMAC would be able to take the online course if offered from UNI through DMAC, correct?
Absolutely. And we do have some dual enrollment students already enrolled in some of our online courses.
Mary, because I had the great fortune of sitting by you and a guest at the Yo-Yo Ma concert last night at the Gallagher Blue Door, would you want to say a few words about what's happening with that particular facility this year?
Absolutely. So we've got a couple of really exciting renovations this year. I mentioned the one in the Applied Engineering building, but we are also celebrating the 25th anniversary of Gallagher Blue Door Performing Arts Center. And as a part of the Our Tomorrow campaign, we are just completed some renovations and additions to that space that we are just really thrilled with the outcomes of. The Great Hall has always been really a key feature and an incredible experience for our performers and our patrons. And this renovation and expansion has really focused on the amenities out in the lobby, the guest services, creating a better ticket buying experience, a better concession experience. We've added restrooms upstairs so that there are more opportunities for restrooms. We've added cup holders on the chairs, things that may not have impacted the amazing sound that you get in that space, but are really going to make it a more welcoming place for our patrons. We've also added the Marquee Lounge, which is a new favorite space of mine, a pre-event space. And for our friends of Gallagher Blue Door, there are opportunities to enjoy a drink and some appetizers prior to the show and at intermission, as well as to rent out that space for other events. So it is quickly becoming a popular location on campus for a variety of different activities. And we are really grateful to any of you who helped to make that project happen. We celebrated our grand reopening last night with a performance by Yo-Yo Ma that was truly incredible and inspirational. And I'm very excited to see all of what is yet to come in the Gallagher Blue Door season this year.
Well, I'm sure Mary will stay on if there's additional questions, but we do want to be cautious of everybody's time, as we come up to 12:30. But again, thank you guys all, the donors and the alumni. I mean, there's a ton of great things happening on campus, and in particular in the Chaz colleges. So with any other questions, here we go. We got Eric. How do you view the prospects for hiring new faculty in departments that are currently stretched?
That's one of our challenges we're really focused on right now, is really making sure that we can make the appropriate hires we need to help grow and invest in programs that are growing, but really being strategic about those hires to make sure that we're not investing in long terms in spaces that are not going to be successful for us. So we're really looking to find ways to be innovative. I know home department here is theater, my own home department, and that's a space where we may have to think differently about how faculty and staff are utilized in the department to make sure that we are meeting all of the needs of the students as we grow our programs. And I think that is a space where we really have capacity to grow our programs. Our youth and theater for youth and community is really an exciting opportunity to invest in theater in a different way than some of our peer institutions are. So we have seen some increase in that track, in that major, and I think that's a real opportunity for us to decipher ourselves from the rest of the market.
Well, great. Again, thank you guys so much. We appreciate your time, and we look forward